Good morning, this is Pramod Jaiswal. Today I am going to take up MEG 5 Literary Criticism and Classical Criticism. The first introduction, you should know what is literary and what is classical. Obviously, literary means literature, and classic depends upon the orthodoxy, means ancient times. In brief, but I shall give you elaborate description. History of literature is almost as old as history of existence, and literary criticism is ancient as literature. The word criticism is derived from Greek word krinei, kreni, means to judge. In English literature, the term criticism was applied to the study of literature and analysis of literature. In 20th century, it developed with more branches like literary theory, literary history, and literary criticism evolving out of it. So let's take up one by one. Literary criticism has its origin in ancient Greece and Rome. Obviously, great philosophers Socrates, Plato, Horace, Longimus, all are from there. They were critics. Plato was the first critic to ponder, means to contemplate the role of literature in society. He was the first one. He was the pioneer. For Plato, poets had no place in the perfect society. Aristotle was his disciple, did not have Plato's anxieties about the effects of literature on society. So later on, as further we move, this teacher and disciple had great controversy in many of the aspects. We shall discuss it later. Now let's take up classical criticism. It takes its origin from classical philosophy. It was evolved mostly from the views of Plato and Aristotle, who made a sustained and systematic inquiry into the nature, elements, and form of art. So, art can be anything. So, what were the three criteria? Nature, its elements, and its forms. Both were two Greek philosophers who had made some efforts in describing certain forms of poetry and in considering their functions. Plato was the first Western philosopher to expound a theory of art, and he influenced many other thinkers of his era, of his period. In his famous work Republic, that's his work, Plato argues that poets should be banished from ideal state on two grounds. They should be exiled, metaphysical and ethical. He says that all art forms are fictional, they are untrue. Art is untrue. We shall discuss mimesis also, that is part of this. Mimesis means copy, that is fiction. Hence, they are untrue. Once again, I repeat the line. He says that all art forms are fictional and hence they are untrue, and they twist and distort the truth. Means truth is hidden, it vanishes. Plato also considers art as imitation, as I told you, imitation, that is called mimesis. And he also talks about the need of all arts to be guided by moral principles. Now, Aristotle, his disciple, who developed his interest in mathematics, philosophy, natural science, and arts, gives his ideas about art and literature largely in four works. What were they? Ethics, metaphysics, rhetoric, and poetics. These were the four works. Aristotle dismisses Plato's view. You see, always contradiction between teacher and disciple. That the poet ought to be a moral instructor. He says why he should be a moral instructor, and indicates that correctness in poetry is not the same thing as correctness in morals. Correctness in poetry is different from correctness in morals. His rhetoric and poetics, in particular, provide his concept on literary forms, style, limitations, and other critical issues. Both Plato and Aristotle have given world literature certain ideas and definitions about the nature of literature and forms of literature. You see, so this is the basic idea once you begin your MEG 5 literary criticism and classical criticism. There are many other criticisms which will be followed by this. So right from the beginning you should understand the basic, so that further you will understand in a better way. So if you like my explanation, please like and share among your friends, and please do subscribe for my channel. And thanks for watching this. Have a nice time.